She walked into school with her head down, her long chestnut hair hiding most of her face, just like every other day. No one really knew her name. Teachers called her the quiet one. Students whispered about her, made jokes, called her the ghost. But Ava was used to being invisible, until the day she was cruelly noticed. It all began on a cold Thursday morning when Ava quietly took her usual seat in the back corner of room 212. Her notebooks were always neat, her homework always done, and her voice rarely heard. Most of her classmates barely acknowledged her presence. But there were three who noticed her in the worst way: Megan, Taylor, and Lisa, the popular girls, always laughing, always loud, always bored. That morning, Megan leaned over to whisper something to Taylor, who smirked and looked at Ava. "You ever wonder what she's hiding behind that curtain of hair?" Taylor asked loud enough for half the class to hear. Ava didn't flinch. She was used to their attention now, attention that always came with mockery, snickers, and sometimes even threats. But she didn't expect what happened during lunch. It was supposed to be a normal day. Ava sat by herself under the old oak tree near the back of the school, away from the cafeteria noise. She liked it there, safe, quiet. But that day, Megan and her group showed up. With grins too wide and intentions too dark, they surrounded her. "What's up, Rapunzel?" Megan said, grabbing a lock of Ava's long hair and twirling it around her fingers. "Let's see what's really under there." Ava's heart pounded. She stood up, tried to push past them, but Lisa shoved her back down. And then, snip. The sound was quiet, but the act was deafening. Scissors, hair, laughter. They cut off a large chunk of Ava's hair, right in the middle, lopsided, cruel. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just stood up, her hands trembling, and walked away. No words, no reaction. That silence hit harder than any slap ever could. The video went viral within hours. Unbeknownst to the bullies, a student nearby had filmed the entire incident. It spread like wildfire on Instagram, TikTok, and school message boards. The caption read, "They cut her hair just to get laughs." Is this what we've become? The internet didn't find it funny. By the next morning, things had changed. The principal called Megan, Taylor, and Lisa into her office before the first bell. Their parents had been notified. The district was involved. But worse than the disciplinary actions was the reaction from their own peers. Students who once followed their every move now walked past them in the hallways with cold stares. Their social media accounts were flooded, not with likes but with angry comments. People demanded accountability. They were labeled as bullies, mean girls, heartless. Meanwhile, Ava didn't come to school that day. She sat at home in her room, staring at her uneven reflection in the mirror. Her aunt, who raised her after her parents passed away, gently helped her even out the cut. And when it was done, something unexpected happened. Ava looked lighter, not just her hair, but her spirit. That night, she posted a video, just her looking into the camera. No music, no filter. "My name is Ava," she began. "You might have seen what happened to me yesterday. I've always been quiet because I've always been hurting, losing. My parents young, being in a new town. I didn't think anyone would care if I disappeared. But yesterday something changed. You saw me. And maybe now you'll see others like me too." The video hit millions of views overnight. People were inspired. Support poured in from strangers, influencers, even celebrities. Students from her school started the hashtag, #IStandWithAva. Girls who had once stayed silent about being bullied started speaking up. And Ava, she didn't feel invisible anymore. The next day, Ava returned to school. She walked through the front gates, short hair brushing her shoulders, chin up. And waiting for her were Megan, Taylor, and Lisa, tear-streaked, regretful, holding handwritten letters. "We're so sorry," Megan said, choking back tears. "We thought it was funny. We didn't know you were going through so much. We were wrong." Ava didn't say anything at first. Then she said something that stunned everyone. "I forgive you," she said softly. "But not because you deserve it. I forgive you because I do." And with that, she walked past them, surrounded by students who had finally begun to understand the power of kindness and the cost of cruelty. Ava became the voice for so many others who never felt heard. She joined student council, launched an anti-bullying club, and even spoke at a youth leadership summit. Her story didn't end with revenge, it ended with resilience. Because sometimes the quietest voices carry the loudest truths, and when the world finally listens, change begins. Moral of the story: never underestimate the quiet ones. Behind every silent face is a story worth hearing, and every act of cruelty has a ripple effect, just as every act of courage can spark a wave of change.